Hey Salut Friends. Today we are checking out the newest release, actually the 12th fragrance from Celine called ZouZu. I do not have a full bottle, just this mini which I managed to buy off a friend. This is a June 2024 release from their Haute Perfumerie collection and created by #Celine by Hedi Slimane. Yes, they have never revealed any of their perfumers. There have been rumors that they are using one of the big flavoring houses like Givaudan or IFF, but who gets credited is their popular, somewhat notorious creative director. Just like Tom Ford, they keep the brand image as one. But it is 2024 and I think we should give due credit to the perfumers at this point. But anyway, I've been wearing it this week and here I am to share my thoughts. I will also wrap up by giving my position on Celine as a house. I also have the sample set and hope to do a full house overview soon in the coming weeks. Now, Celine has covered many of the familiar scent profiles that any fragrance collection would have, that is generally speaking. Vanilla, woody, aromatic, iris, tobacco, leather, colognes, etc. This one is supposed to be their amber. They are a house which have a particular olfactive signature, powdery, soft, iris and musks present throughout. So I was waiting to see how they would integrate this DNA with an amber. Coming to ZuZu, it's a fun name to say, I gotta admit. Could be a name for a friendly alien character in a movie. I was also reminded of these mascots called ZouZus, created by a telecom company that was popular in Asia when I was young. Depending on who you ask, it may be a pet name. I have heard people calling their kids or lovers or dogs as ZouZu in France. Also is an infantile way of referring to funny parts of the body. But according to Hedi Slimane, it is supposed to represent adolescence and youth, some tomboys he met when he was young, the movie character played by Jean Seberg in a Jean-Luc Godard's film, and the novels of Françoise Sagan. With these references, it is easy to see the aesthetics that they are going for. All that sounds nice, but how is the smell? When I first sprayed it, what I got initially was vanilla with some caramel and honeyed sweetness. And I thought, yeah, that makes sense within this collection. They are not going to do an obvious amber accord. In fact, I would consider this an all-out vanilla fragrance, which would make this the third in this line after Black Tie and Dame Paris. Accordingly, the opening is sweet. That is within the context of this collection, not candied or sugary or fruit chili-like, more so a fluffy, Play-Doh-like sweetness. It is also textured like this soft, fluffy, cloudy, marshmallow-like thing. There is a lactonic touch in there as well. And yes, with that I will add that this is probably the most gourmand-leaning release from this line and also the more youthful-leaning one. This vanilla is really the most dominant note for me from start to end. So it is more of a soft amber. I get the powdery, creamy, slightly woody benzoin as well. Labdanum, not so much. There could be some Peru balsam in here, giving that soft, resinous inflection. I also get some nutty tonka, lightly like coconuts and macadamia nuts. The scent is bright white for me, no more colors or textures here. The signature of Celine is very much present, the classical powdery DNA. It is fit for a young Parisian model, slim, pale, tall, blonde and rich. They even advertise these as couturier's perfumes. So that's how it smells like. Hedi has been criticized for this particular style aesthetic from his days at Dior. Some love it, some hate it. It is creative freedom at the end of the day. He has been very particular about every detail, including designing the boutiques, picking furniture, doing his own photography, and taking hundreds of thousands of euros from Bernard Arnault and LVMH along the way. Nicely done, sir. Anyway, coming back to the smell, in the dry down, this creamy, lactonic, fluffy vanilla becomes more powdery with time and transitions to musks. Here it is what I like to call as fresh thread bundle musk. When you get some freshly made cotton threads after washing, they have this clean, cottony, dry, almost edible smell. That's what I get here, reminding me of the dry down of Musc des Sables from Les Indemodables to some extent. No other similarities other than the musk. I do not collect full-on vanilla fragrances, but the other references that I can think of apart from Musc des Sables are the tonka, vanilla, Peru balsam, lactonic facets from Frederic Malle's Dries Van Noten, the powdery, sweet lactonic side of Remember Me from Jovoy, the woody, powdery vanillic facets of Shalimar Parfum Initial, some distant echoes of Gerjoff Italica, Liquide Imaginaires Blanche Bête, Dame Paris, and the very obvious Dior Homme. So this creamy, powdery, musky, lightly toffee, marshmallow-like vanilla is the overall smell. It does not change much, probably turns more musky and powdery and pretty much remains till the far dry down. And you know where I'm going with this. It is a base-centered fragrance. The other references I mentioned are more complex. They have other notes, spices, florals and whatnot. This smells like those scents after 5 or 6 hours into the dry down. So it really is a stripped down, base focused vanilla scent. Black Tie had some earthy, woody, dark qualities. Dame Paris has this golden hue with some floral and spicy touches. So those had some other elements along with the vanilla. In that way, ZuZu is different, but at the same time, probably the most straightforward vanilla and in general the most simple, downright elementary fragrance from the entire line, apart from maybe Cologne Celeste. The performance is average, as is synonymous with this collection. It is very soft and understated, pretty much a skin scent in an hour. I would not mind wearing this myself, but the statistics don't lie. It is unisex leaning feminine in the traditional sense. Like I said, leans younger when compared to the others in the line. Though it is a vanilla, it has this solar, bright, white, sunny disposition to it, so it can be worn anytime, any season I think. Those who love powdery, soft, lactonic vanilla scents and the Celine DNA, they may like it. It is not overtly sweet though, so not going to appeal for people who like candied, sugary vanilla scents. If you are a fan of Celine's vanillas and their DNA, it may be satisfying, although it is too simple. They are clearly playing to their audience here, so if you do not like the Celine olfactory style, this is not going to be the one to change your mind and convert you. I myself think it is nice, well made. It smells delicious and delectable for a while, as approachable and elegant as a gourmand vanilla can be. Would not mind smelling it off of a woman who likes it. But overall, it is a bit too simple for my taste, and I don't think it will hold up well, especially on repeated wearings. Can get unengaging rather fast, I think. Did we really need a third vanilla from this line? Not too sure. This kind of applies to the entire collection, I think. They're all well made, posh, and makes you feel like sipping champagne in a marble-laden mansion, but can be too simple overall. There are some I enjoy, nightclubbing being my favorite. Others like La Peau Nue, Bois Dormant, Dame Paris and such are rather pleasant and easy to wear, but they all either feel like been there done that or just simply applying the Celine theme onto an existing framework. Others have said this, but they are still heavily drawing from Dior Homme and Bois d'Argent, which of course were creatively directed by the same person. But since then they have been done over and over again. Till today, designer and niche brands are trying to do their version of Dior Homme. So in spite of being the person who started it, doing the same DNA repeatedly after 20 years feels redundant and just gets lost in the crowd. I would rather they do something distinctive while still keeping their DNA, like Chanel's Comet for comparison. I can still see the appeal, especially for someone who is new and discovering designer exclusives. This is a good house. Hell, I think I prefer it over Louis Vuitton, Armani, Versace, Bulgari and whatnot. But if you have been around for a while and compare Celine's releases with the other legacy houses, iris powders, there is Chanel, vanillic soft golden scents, there is Guerlain, transparent minimalistic scents, there is Hermès, all already established. The performance of these scents are also rather understated and the pricing is high. Perhaps that is why I think they fall short for me and lack a striking identity. But anyway, I will save the remainder of my thoughts for the collection overview video. To wrap up with ZuZu, I think it is an easily likable gourmand vanilla fragrance. I do not see myself getting a bottle though. I'm sure there are others who may enjoy it, just don't think it is for me. I will go through this mini while lounging at home and will likely leave it at that. So there you go, my thoughts on ZuZu from Celine. Thanks for watching, take care and ciao.